it's easy to focus on the downside of LGBT media representation. Let's be frank, it seems like it is often sparse, subpar, and half-hearted, done to attract hopeful queer audiences or gain woke points. The quality of these characters and their stories is obviously subjective. I mean, some people think Dumbledore is good representation. However, today, let's look at this deeply emotional issue with some trying to be unemotional numbers and graphs, and analyze them in the most clear-headed way we can. Let's start with a look at this graph from Statista. Distribution of regular characters on primetime scripted broadcast TV in the 2019-20 season by sexual orientation. Whoa, that is a big gap. However, if we consider the gap between the percentage of LGBTQ plus and straight people in real life, will this gap seem more reasonable? Well, according to Reuters, an estimated 4.5% of the US adults identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. So actually, percentage-wise, it seems there are more LGBTQ people in the media than in real life, although there are probably plenty of things wrong with that estimate. Also, the first graph doesn't really add up. 90.1% plus 10.2% equals 103%. A possible reason for this might be straight trans characters who have found a place in both bars of the graph, even though the graph is based solely on sexual orientation. Now, let's look at this passage from a Bloomberg article. A Harris poll released this year in cooperation with GLAAD indicated that the percentage of non-LGBTQ millennials who favor gay rights fell to 45% in 2018 from 63% as recently as 2016. Well, first off, surveys are not the most accurate way to collect information, but they are also really the only way to get data from these kinds of topics. So, let's compare this survey to another from Gallup. This survey is more up-to-date, has a wider range of time, subjects, and a more specific topic. Alright, do you think gay or lesbian relations between consenting adults should or should not be legal? That's a lot more encouraging. Now, let's look at this from The Verge. Only 12.8% of 109 films included an LGBTQ character, down from 18.4% last year. Many of these roles were deemed insufficient, such as a quick reference in Get Out that a housekeeper Georgina might be gay, and a postmortem revelation that two characters in Alien Covenant were a gay couple. These stats are discouraging, but it's important to note that things are going up. This is just one stat of many. For example, the number of bisexual plus men on TV rose for the first time in 3 years to 33, being 18 the previous year. Things like this fluctuate, and of course, overall, are on the up and up. Alright, let's look at another stat. 25 lesbian or bisexual female characters were killed or died off within 2016. However, the next year it got a lot better. These are slightly different stats, but they show improvement in the area. In 2016, out of the 125 movies made by major studios in the US, 18.4% contained LGBTQ characters. This is an increase of less than 1% from the previous year, but it is increasing. I mean, look how far we've come. Let's look at another graph from Statista. It looks like Amazon needs to step up their game. And while it is true that Amazon has significantly less than Netflix and even Hulu, let's see how much these stats are an improvement from the previous year. In the 2018-19 range, GLAAD found that there were 75 LGBTQ plus characters on these three streaming platforms combined. It shows how much of an improvement the first graph really is. Oh, it's going up. Good, so we don't need to keep our eye on it anymore, right? Well, not exactly. Things overall are going up and increasing in quality, which is great, but they will dip if we stop paying attention. Overall, things are improving, but this is just in America and still subpar. Optimistic diligence is, as often is, the best way forward to a more inclusive media and world. Thank you.